and to meet the growing demands of the people. Today is an historic occasion for the districts of Madurai and Mayiladuthurai due to infrastructure expansion by laying foundation stone for the additional court buildings in the district court campus at Madurai with the golden hands of Honorable Chief Justice of India, inauguration of district and sessions court at Mayiladuthurai by Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and inauguration of Chief Judicial Magistrate Court at Mayiladuthurai by Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Let us all praise the Mother Tamil by singing Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து.
Dispelling of darkness and ignorance, and welcoming light and knowledge. This assumes significance today, since we are gathered here to witness the inauguration of various courts, which promotes access to justice by dispelling darkness and sufferings in the lives of litigants and dawn upon them a ray of hope and belonging. May I now invite the dignitaries on the dais.
பாருங்க ஆடியோ ஓகேவா உள்ள இருக்க டூல் இருக்கா கேமரா மைக் உள்ள இருக்க டூல் இருக்கா கேமரா மைக் உள்ள இருக்க டூல் இருக்கா கேமரா மைக் ஒன்று ஆஃப் பண்ணுங்க
Thank you, sir.
Sir, சொல்லுங்க சார்.
His Lordship, the acting Chief Justice of Madras High Court, has been
Justice Sri Raja, the Acting Chief Justice of Madras High Court, to deliver the welcome address.
அன்னை தமிழுக்கு வணக்கம். தமிழ் வளர்த்த மதுரைக்கு என் முதல் வணக்கம். It's a great honor and privilege to wish vanakkam and a very good morning to all of you. The Timor Court halls, which will take care of your future needs for a century. I request somebody to come and take care of this echoing system. Somebody has to come. Today we have assembled to lay the foundation stone to rise 6-story buildings, basement, stilt, and six more floors we are going to have it. The government has the British history says that the Magna Carta is the foundation for the rule of law. Freedom and peace. Results of these negotiations were written down in the document that is called Magna Carta, and this Magna Carta became the English law in 13th century, that is in 1215. And Magna Carta lived on for 800 years, it is claimed. They also claim that they discovered the rule of law, but if you come to Madurai, this claim is not correct. Going back to Sangam age in Madurai, Sangam means assembly, that was formed in the 1st century to nurture, cultivate and develop Tamil language. Silappadigaram, one of the 5 Tamil epics, written in the 2nd century by Ilongo Adigal, 2000 years ago, speaks that law is above all. and the king and queen are also bound by the law. While dispensing with justice, Silappatikaram speaks of the cardinal principles of law that no one. Honorable Chief Justice of India has made immense contribution to the growth of law. As also, he has been forerunner in digitizing the justice delivery system with the goal to achieve a paperless registry and to support access to the apex code from any part of the country through video conferencing. Honorable Chief Justice of India has also made possible the e-court in all the courts. All information relating to the court will be available on internet. Honorable Chief Justice of India has made huge transformation in all courts by bringing the justice delivery system to doorstep, because the courts are all digitized from judicial magistrate courts to Supreme Court. Online filing has been introduced in all the courts. Virtual hearings have been popularized in all the courts. There is yet another interesting aspect that SWAS, Supreme Court Vidik Anuvad software, has been used to translate judgments of the courts. Madras number one in the country in translating the English judgment into Tamil language. With his contribution, I wholeheartedly welcome the Honorable Chief Justice of India. The Honorable Chief Minister, it is our great Honorable Chief Minister. Honorable Chief Minister has been instrumental in taking steps to aid the administration justice. His government has sanctioned 230 crores for the Madurai project to have 30 additional courts in this place. Amidst your tight schedule, you have come to grace this occasion. We warmly welcome you, sir. It's a great honor and privilege to welcome the Honorable Union Law Minister. The Honorable Law Minister has always been a pillar of support to the administration of justice, knowing the difficulties suffered by the underprivileged litigants who cannot afford money to travel physically to the courts, has in unison with the Honorable Chief Justice of India taken sincere efforts in achieving the goal of making every court and tribunal in India virtually accessible. It is due to the successful implementation of the phase 2 of the e-courts program, the courts across India are able to deliver justice even during the tough COVID-19 pandemic. The credit as I quote, it is indeed my great pleasure to welcome to come and take part in this foundation stone laying ceremony. Justice V. Ramasubramaniam doesn't. He has every branch of law. I warmly welcome the Honorable Judge. Equally, it is my great Mr. Justice respectable Mr. S. Raghupati. Government of Tamil Nadu. Is present. I heartily welcome Dr. Palanivel Tyagarajan, Management, Pensions and Pensionary Benefits and Statistics, Government of Tamil Nadu. His tight schedule has taken part in this function. Your father was a regular practitioner of this court. Minimum 5-6 lawyers will be always accompanying your father. We are happy to see you in your father's place today, and we welcome you, sir. I warmly welcome Mr. P. Murthy, the Honorable Minister. and Stamp Law, Government of Tamil Nadu, who is also the son of the soil, who has come here to Women's Advocate Association and other bar association, members of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. More importantly, I warmly welcome the presidents, secretaries and office bearers and all members of various associations in Madurai, bar associations in Madurai. I also welcome the learned members of the Madurai Bar Association, learned members practicing in the Madurai District Court, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, and judges from various districts who have come here to grace this important occasion. I also welcome the district collector, commissioners, and all the officials of the district administration, police officials, press and media to this function. I thank each and every one of you who have gathered here to grace this occasion. I kindly request you to pardon me if I omit to welcome any one of you. Thank you. Vanakkam.
Thank you, Lordship, for extending a very warm and cordial welcome to the August gathering.
It's now time for honoring the dignitaries. I humbly request Honorable Thiru Justice T. Raja, Acting Chief Justice of Madras High Court, to honor our esteemed Chief Guest of the Day, Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India. Thank you, Lordship.
I humbly request Honorable Thiru Justice S. Vaidyanathan, Judge, High Court of Madras, to honor Thiru M.K. Stalin, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
Thank you, Lordship. Thank you, Lordship.
Thank you, my Lord.
I humbly request Honorable Thiru Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge, High Court of Madras, and Portfolio Judge for Madurai District, to honor Thiru Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Thank you, Lordship.
I humbly request Honorable Tirumati Justice V. M. Velumani, Judge, High Court of Madras, to honor Honorable Thiru Justice V. Sarma Subramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, Lordship.
I humbly request Honorable Thiru Justice D. Krishna Kumar, Judge, High Court of Madras, to honor Honorable Thiru Justice M. M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, Lordship.
I humbly request Honorable Thiru Justice S. S. Sundar, Judge, High Court of Madras, to honor Honorable Thiru Justice Sri Raja, Acting Chief Justice, Madras High Court. Thank you, Lordship.
I request Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, to honor Thiru S. Raghupati, Honorable Minister for Law, Courts, Prisons and Prevention of Corruption, Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru Veera Kadirvan, Additional Advocate General, to honor Thiru P. Murthy, Honorable Minister of Commercial Taxes, Registration and Stamp Law, Government of Tamil Nadu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru R. Bhaskaran, Additional Advocate General, to honor Dr. Palinivel Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning, Human Resource Management, Pensions and Pensionary Benefits and Statistics, Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru P. Dhanabal, Registrar General, Madras High Court, to honor Honorable Thiru Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge, High Court of Madras and Portfolio Judge of Madurai District. Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru N. Venkatavaradan, Additional Registrar General, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, to honor Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru P. Muthukumar, State Government Pleader, Madras High Court, to honor Honorable Dr. Justice D. Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, on behalf of the state law officers. Thank you, sir.
I request Thiru P. Tilakumar, Government Pleader, Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, to honor Thiru M. K. Stalin, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, on behalf of the state law officers. Thank you, sir.
Honoring of dignitaries by Madurai District Bar Associations, MBA Madurai Bench and Madurai Advocates High Court Association. I request Thiru A. Nedujalian, M. Chandrasekharan, S. Ashok Kumar, President, Vice President and EC member of the Madurai Bar Association, to honor Honorable Dr. Justice D. Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India. Thank you, sirs.
I request Thiru S. Mohan Kumar, Thiru S. Balamurugan, Tirumati C. Lata Shanti, Secretary, Assistant Secretaries of the Madurai Bar Association, to honor Thiru M. K. Stalin, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madam.
I request Thiru A. Sabha Balamurugan, P. Satish Armugam, R. Muthukumaran, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association, to honor Thiru Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Thank you, sirs.
I request Thiru R. Sauri Raman, Thiru K. Vijay Ganapati, Tirumati Tilaka Balasubramanian, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association, to honor Honorable Thiru Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madam.
I request Selvi S. Lata, Selvi S. Sumati, Selvi K. Paulmadi, President, Librarian and EC member of the Madurai District Court Women Lawyers Association to honor Honorable Thiru Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, madam.
I request Thiru P. Ganesan, Thiru S. Selvam, Thiru R. Ramanathan, Treasurer, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association to honor Honorable Thiru Justice T. Raja, Acting Chief Justice of Madras High Court. Thank you, sirs.
I request Tirumati S. Rajalakshmi, P. Jacinta Margaret Mary, S. Kayalvili, Vice President, Assistant Secretary, Treasurer of the Madurai District Court Women Lawyers Association to honor Thiru S. Raghupati, Honorable Minister for Law, Courts, Prisons and Prevention of Corruption, Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, madam.
I request Thiru S. Sukumaran, Thiru S. Muthukannan, Thiru S. Manoj Kumar, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association to honor Thiru P. Murthy, Honorable Minister of Commercial Taxes, Registration and Stamp Law, Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sirs.
I request Thiru P. S. Nagarajan, Thiru C. Kasi, Thiru S. Sundaramurthy, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association to honor Dr. Palnivet Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning, Human Resources Management, Pensions and Pensionary Benefits and Statistics, Government of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sirs.
I request Thiru N. Damodaran, Thiru H. Shahulamed, Thiru B. Chandru, EC members of the Madurai Bar Association to honor Honorable Thiru Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge, High Court of Madras and Portfolio Judge of Madurai District. Thank you, sirs.
I request Thiru J. Rengarajan, P. Ishwaran, Nandish, Vice President and EC members of the Madurai Bar Association to honor Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sirs.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to now present a short video clip showcasing the new courts and buildings that are about to be inaugurated today. I invite your kind attention to the screens placed in the hall to feel the moment. The video clipping has indeed enlightened and informed us about the proposed magnificent additional court buildings in the Madurai District Court campus, District and Sessions Court, and Chief Judicial Magistrate Court at Mayiladuthurai.
It is time to lay foundation stone for the proposed additional court buildings in the District Court campus at Madurai and to inaugurate the District and Sessions Court and the Chief Judicial Magistrate Court at Mayiladuthurai.
May I humbly request Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, to unveil the inscription stone of the foundation stone laying for the proposed additional court buildings in the District Court campus at Madurai. Thank you, Lordship.
May I humbly request Thiru M.K. Stalin, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, to inaugurate the District and Sessions Court at Mayiladuthurai through video conferencing. Thank you, sir.
May I humbly request Thiru Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, to inaugurate the Court of the Chief Judicial Magistrate at Mayiladuthurai. Thank you, sir.
It's time to offer felicitation. May I request Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, to offer his felicitation.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, through M.K. Stalin, Honorable Union Law Minister, through Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Justices Thiruvalargal V. Ramasubramaniam and M.M. Sundaresh, Judges, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Acting Chief Justice of Madras, through T. Raja, Honorable Judges of the Madras High Court, Honorable Minister for Law of Government of Tamil Nadu, through S. Raghupati, Honorable Minister for Finance of Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister for Commercial Taxes, Government of Tamil Nadu, through P. Murthy, the Chief Secretary of Government of India, the Government of Tamil Nadu, through Irai Anbu, members of legal fraternity, bureaucrats, members of the subordinate judiciary and other dignitaries of the and on the dais and off the dais, representatives of the electronic and print media, ladies and gentlemen. My vanakkam to one and all here and a warm welcome to you all. At this August gathering, we saw the Honorable Chief Justice of India laying foundation stone for the additional court buildings in the District Court complex at Madurai. Our beloved Chief Minister, Thiru M.K. Stalin, inaugurated the District and Sessions Court at Mayiladuthurai, and the Honorable Union Law Minister inaugurated the the Court of Chief Justice, the Chief Judicial Magistrate at Mayiladuthurai. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all here. It's not only as the leader of the bar. I am more pleased to say that I hail from this very city. I had education here. My father was a doyen of this Madurai bar. He served as the district public prosecutor of the combined Madurai district between 1969 to 78 and later as special public prosecutor for the CBI. It is indeed a privilege to deliver this felicitation. I would like to start by thanking our Honorable Chief Minister for his commitment towards improvement of the judicial infrastructure, notably the subordinate judiciary, which plays an essential role in ensuring that everyone has access to justice. Since many judicial officers are here, I would say it is important to remember that the common citizen's belief is protected only when such access results in fair, affordable, and prompt justice. But justice alone without social change would be an empty formality. In our state, the seeds of social reforms were sown a century earlier which has allowed Tamil Nadu to serve as a beacon for the entire country in our pursuit of social justice and also women's empowerment. These reforms have also been made it possible for us to implement transformational changes in all facets of society and to pursue sustainable development goals. I would like to mention here that we have 14 lady judges, that is the highest number of lady judges in any high court in our country. I would only request Dr. Chandrachud to increase this by at least 20. We'll have 30% at least out of the 60 judges. Today I am pleased to note that our Chief Minister is continuing the noble tradition set by our former Chief Minister and his father Muthamizhariஞர் Dr. Kalaignar, who was instrumental in modernizing the function of the courts in Tamil Nadu. Many of us here would recall that it was Dr. Kalaignar who laid the foundation stone for Madurai bench of the Madras High Court in 2000. He had allotted 147 acres of land for the Madurai bench, which is one of the beautiful looking high courts in the country. It has at least 2/3 of its land area full of greens, and the flora and fauna there is one of the rare flora and fauna in the country, and it has peacocks roaming around in the entire High Court. I request the Honorable Chief Justice to visit the High Court and see this place and also stay in one of the bungalows for some time. I will suggest even to conduct your winter courts here in the Madurai bench. And year back from now, our Chief Minister allotted 4.7 crores for a land opposite to the principal seat of Madras High Court for the construction of a 9-story sessions court as building. On 23rd of April 2022, our Honorable Chief Minister fulfilled one of the demands of the legal fraternity by enhancing the death claim of the advocates' welfare from 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs and allotted 20 crores for welfare fund scheme. The government of Tamil Nadu approved the establishment of 7 commercial courts in budget in 2022 and allocated 1,461 crores for the judicial administration. For this unwavering commitment to infrastructure development, I wholeheartedly thank the Honorable Chief Minister, the Law Minister and the Finance Minister who are with us here today. I earnestly hope that continuous transformation of judicial infrastructure will enhance not only accessibility to the litigants but also impart technological advancement and modern amenities to the judicial officers and lawyers to elevate the quality of justice. The pandemic taught us how to use virtual conferencing, and it was undoubtedly made the institution more democratic. Our own High Court has continued to utilize video conferencing facilities every Friday so that one can now use e-conferencing facilities to appear before the High Court from any remote corner of the High Court, the state. I also like to congratulate Honorable Union Law Minister for his enormous contribution to the legal system and for joining us today to uphold the federal values inherent in the Indian Constitution. In the words of Thiruvalluvar, the great will be able to perform in the proper way deeds which are difficult. பெருமையுடையவர் ஆற்றுவார் ஆற்றின் அருமையுடைய செயல். It is indeed an honor for me to share this moment with you all on behalf of the entire bar gathered here. I express my warm welcome to Honorable Justices Thiruvalargal V. Ramasubramaniam and M. Sundaresh, judges of the Supreme Court. I am also eagerly waiting to listen to their oratory in Tamil. I am overwhelmed with a sense of joy and hope that our efforts to strengthen judicial infrastructure will result in better access to justice. I truly hope that these positive initiatives and other cooperative efforts will continue so that our constitutional objectives are better realized. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful felicitation.
It's time for special address of the dignitaries. Honorable Therese Raghupati, Minister for Law, Courts, Prisons and Prevention of Corruption, Government of Tamil Nadu, is an eminent and efficient legislator and has been providing assistance to the judiciary. I respectfully invite Honorable Minister Therese Raghupati to kindly deliver the special address.
ஆரூர் சோழனுடைய நீதி வெளிவந்திருக்கின்ற மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சருடைய நீதிநெறி தவறாத ஆட்சியிலே நீதிக்காக தன்னுயிரை ஈந்த பாண்டிய நெடுஞ்செழியன் மண்ணிலே இன்றைக்கு நீதிக்காக நடைபெறுகின்ற இந்த விழாவிற்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற இந்திய உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய நம்முடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர் மரியாதைக்குரிய ஜஸ்டிஸ் டிஒய் சந்திரசூட் அவர்களே, எங்களுடைய தலைவர் தமிழகத்துடைய முதலமைச்சர் அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியிலே பங்கேற்பதற்காக தமிழகத்தினுடைய நீதித்துறையின் மீது என்றைக்குமே அக்கறை எடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய ஒருவராக விளங்கி கொண்டிருக்கிற ஒன்றிய நீதித்துறையினுடைய அமைச்சர் நம்முடைய அன்புக்கும் போற்றுதலுக்கும் உரிய ஆனரபிள் திரு கிரண் ரிஜிஜு அவர்களே, நம்முடைய தமிழகத்தில் இருந்து உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்துடைய நீதியரசர்களாக இன்றைக்கு செயல்பட்டு நீதி வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய நீதியரசர்கள் ராமசுப்பிரமணியம் அவர்களே, ஜஸ்டிஸ் திரு எம் சுந்தரேஸ்வர் அவர்களே, இங்கே தமிழகத்திலே நீதித்துறையிலே ஒரு புரட்சியை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்கின்ற எண்ணத்தோடு தன்னுடைய மண்ணுக்கு தான் சார்ந்திருக்கின்ற அந்த நீதித்துறையின் மூலமாக ஒரு நல்ல அரும்பணிகளை ஆற்ற வேண்டும் என்கின்ற எண்ணத்தோடு செயலாற்றி கொண்டிருக்கிற நம்முடைய தமிழகத்துடைய பொறுப்பு தலைமை நீதியரசர் மரியாதைக்குரிய ஜஸ்டிஸ் சி ராஜா அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியிலே பங்கேற்று சிறப்பித்திருக்கின்ற நம்முடைய வணிக வரித்துறையினுடைய அமைச்சர் அன்புக்குரிய திரு மாண்புமிகு மூர்த்தி அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு முத்தாய்ப்பாக அடிப்படை காரணமாக அமைந்திருக்கின்ற நம்முடைய மரியாதைக்குரிய மனிதவள மேம்பாடு நிதித்துறையினுடைய அமைச்சர் அன்புக்குரிய சகோதரர் மாண்புமிகு டாக்டர் பழனிவேல் தியாகராஜன் அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியிலே நன்றியுரை ஆற்ற இருக்கிற நம்முடைய மதுரை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய பொறுப்பு நீதியரசர் மரியாதைக்குரிய திரு ஜஸ்டிஸ் ஆர் மகாதேவன் அவர்களே, இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியிலே பங்கேற்றிருக்கின்ற நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் பெருமக்களே, மாண்புமிகு நீதி அரசர்களே, நம்முடைய பல்வேறு நீதிமன்றங்களுடைய நீதிபதிகளே, வழக்கறிஞர் நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் முதலில் என்னுடைய நன்றியையும் வணக்கத்தையும் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். While the honorable courts and judges are concerned with providing legal justice, the Dravidian model government headed by our Honorable Chief Minister Thalapathy Thiru M.K. Stalin is always concerned with providing and protecting social justice to the people of Tamil Nadu. Our Honorable Chief Minister is not only an engineer or pioneer in social justice, but also its protector and custodian on the path shown by our late leaders like நம்முடைய அவர் தந்தை பெரியார், பேரறிஞர் அண்ணா, தலைவர் கலைஞர். Emanated from the family of longest served Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Chandrasood's family, and practiced as an advocate, senior advocate in various areas of law, still continuing as an educationalist in the noble profession of teaching, served as a judge and the Chief Justice of High Courts, and finally, now the 50th, that is a golden number, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Dr. Justice T.Y. Chandrasood. Your judgments, particularly on the right to privacy, will be in the pages of judicial history. We are very glad to have you here, Lordship. The Honorable Minister for Law and Justice, Union of India, we are always like him, Mr. Kiran Rijiju, started his political journey from the state of Assam some 25 years back and continue as one of the most articulate and outspoken parliamentarian. On the other side, a bodybuilding sportsman widely known for his advocacy for sports and his strong support for environmental conservation. We are happy to have you here to grace this occasion, sir. While delivering the 19th Sri Gangaram oration during February 2023 on the topic, a perception for justice, quest for fairness and equality for health care, our Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Sandrasud said, several cases challenging National Medical Commission's decisions or cases relating to NEET have found their way to my bench at the Supreme Court. Often, courts cannot enter policy domain, and it is the duty of the state or union government to listen to the representations made by the students. However, whenever injustice is done, it becomes our bounden duty to intervene. The sheer amount of litigation of NEET cases is indicative of the hopes and aspirations of millions of students. It is proof that medicine is one of the most sought after professions in India. Yet the litigation is also symbolic of the need for reforms in medical education in India. The principles of justice underlie the practice of both law and medicine, and both the fields are concerned with fairness, equality, and well-being of communications and individuals. இது தமிழக மக்களுக்கு நீங்கள் தந்திருக்கின்ற நம்பிக்கையான வார்த்தைகள் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்தில் நாங்கள் மகிழ்ச்சியோடு தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, இந்த மாநகர் மதுரையிலே இன்றைக்கு 166 கோடி ரூபாயிலே கட்டப்பட இருக்கிற மாவட்ட நீதிமன்றம் ஒரு மைல்கல்லாக அமையும். இங்கே நம்முடைய பேரறிஞர் பெருந்தகை அண்ணாவிற்கு பிறகு இங்கே வருகை தருகிற முதலமைச்சராக நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதையும் நாங்கள் பெருமையோடு சுட்டிக்காட்ட விரும்புகிறோம். அதைப்போல இந்திய உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்துடைய நீதியரசர், அதைப்போல உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்துடைய நீதியரசர்கள், அதைப்போல் நம்முடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர், அதைப்போல இந்திய ஒன்றியத்தினுடைய நம்முடைய சட்டத்துறை அமைச்சர், அத்தனை பேரும் பங்கு கொள்கிற விழா நிகழ்ச்சி என்பது முத்தாய்ப்பான நிகழ்ச்சியாக மதுரை நீதிமன்ற வரலாற்றிலே மறக்க முடியாத ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சியாக அமையும் என்பதை சொல்லி வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெற்றுக் கொள்கின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, sir, for your enduring and informative special address.
Honorable Thiru Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India, is well known for his humility and cordiality. His Lordship possesses all the fine tributes of a judge. His Lordship's proficiency, affinity and command over the Tamil language, culture and literature is well known to all. With all humbleness, I invite Honorable Thiru Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly deliver this special address.
In one of the morning tea, I asked the Honorable Chief Justice, Chief, did you receive the invite to participate in the function scheduled to be held at Madurai? I knew it was on that day, on this day, to be precise. He asked me, what do you say? He knew the answer. He expected it from me. I told him, Chief, you know the answer. And the answer, I'm saying that you should settle be present there. It's always a honor for all of us. Thank you very much, Chief, for making your presence here. He is a flying minister. I used to wonder about Honorable Minister for Law as to how he manages his time. More often than not, he would sleep on his travel. In his busy schedule, he is present among us. Therefore, along with you, I also welcome him. Honorable Sri Kiran Rijiju, தமிழகத்தின் முதல்வர் திரு M.K. ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களே, என் அருமை சகோதரர், எல்லா வகையிலும் எனக்கு உறுதியாக இருப்பவர் நீதியரசர் திரு வி. ராமசுப்ரமணியம் அவர்களே, சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தின் பொறுப்பு நீதிபதி டி. ராஜா அவர்களே, திரு ரகுபதி சட்டமைச்சர் அவர்களே, டாக்டர் பழனிவேல் தியாகராஜன் அவர்களே, என் அருமை நண்பர் நீதியரசர் மகாதேவன் அவர்களே, அமைச்சர் மூர்த்தி அவர்களே, எனது சகோதர நீதிபதிகளே, கீழமை நீதிமன்றங்கள் உட்பட வழக்கறிஞர் பெருமக்களே, பெரியோர்களே, தாய்மகளே, very good morning to all of you. This is indeed an historic occasion. There are two reasons. This is a place where utmost importance has been given to justice. I do not think in any other place in the world a lady could march and barge to the court of the king and seek justice. This is a place Kannagi got justice. Saint Ilango has put it beautifully. When Kannagi started her march with the material object, the jewel anklet in her hand, the entire public was disturbed, worrying about the consequence if the decision of the king goes wrong. The same situation continued even after she entered the palace. The palace guard was worried. When she entered the palace with full of tear and anger, the king trembled. When she spoke, the king died after hearing her words. He gave up his life. Thereafter, as what remained was merely bestial. The queen followed. The entire city suffered. Even the elements of nature trembled, including sun. I would only quote the description of Ilango. மெய்யில் பொடியும் விரித்த கருங்குழலும் கையில் தனிச்சிலம்பும் கண்ணீரும் வையக்கோன் கண்டனனே தொட்டனன் காரிகை தன் சொல் செவி உண்டனனே தொட்டனன் உயிர். That is the level of justice this place has witnessed. Therefore, it is befitting that the Honorable Chief Justice is here today. The second reason, district judiciary is the backbone of the justice dispensation. A view which is very often reiterated by the Honorable Chief Justice. He said, please do not call it as subordinate judiciary. It is district judiciary. If A person dispensing justice is a public servant. There can never be a difference between a civil junior division and the Chief Justice of India. This is not my word, it is his words. Therefore, this is a message once again to all of you, all of us, that there is no difference except with the hierarchy. It is like a family where the father's word will be respected, which does not mean that others are not important. I would conclude my speech by quoting the words of Mangudi Mardanar in Mardarikanchi. He says how justice should be dispensed with. What we are repeating today while taking oath has been spoken about him thousands of years ago. Achamum avalamum arvamum nikki செற்றமும் உவகையும் செய்யாது காத்து ஞமன் கோலன்ன செம்மத்தி ஆகி சிறந்ததன் கொள்கை அறம்புரி அரங்கம். Without fear or favor, ill will or affection, anger or happiness, dispense with justice by not merely upholding law alone. I wish and trust we will really dedicate ourselves to the cause. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Lordship, for the splendid and motivating special address. The message of your Lordship would be definitely followed by all concerned.
Honorable Thiru Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, is widely acclaimed for his scholarly trait, wit and humor, evincing the combination of passion for humanity and high legal technique. His Lordship's contribution to the Tamil language is well known and widely recognized, as we all are the beneficiaries of his speeches and writings. With all great respect, I invite Honorable Thiru Justice V. Ramasubramanian, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly deliver the special address.
மாண்புமிகு இந்திய உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தின் தலைமை நீதியரசர் டாக்டர் D.Y. சந்திரசூட் அவர்களே, இந்திய நாட்டினுடைய சட்டம் மற்றும் நீதித்துறையினுடைய அமைச்சர் திரு கிரண் ரிஜிஜு அவர்களே, சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய பொறுப்பு தலைமை நீதிபதி திரு ராஜா அவர்களே, என்னுடைய சகோதரர் நீதியரசர் திரு சுந்தரேஷ் அவர்களே, தமிழக அமைச்சரவையில் இடம்பெற்றிருக்கிற பல அமைச்சர்களே, நான் ஒவ்வொருவர் பெயரையும் சொன்னால் எனக்கு கொடுத்திருக்கிற 3 நிமிடங்கள் எனக்கு போதாது என்கிற காரணத்தால் ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய முதற்கண் காலை வணக்கங்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். When Honorable Justice Sundaresh started speaking in English, my heartbeat almost went up, because normally he starts speaking in Tamil and switch over to English, paving the way for me to follow him. But today I do not know, probably the seat next, the chair next to which he is seated made him start the speech in English first. But many times I speak with a view to make people understand. Many times I speak with a view to make people not understand. Therefore, I would switch over to Tamil so that 2 important people on the dais do not understand what I say. இந்த மதுரை நகரம் 3 விஷயங்களுக்கு பெருமை வாய்ந்தது என்பது வரலாறு சொல்லுகிற உண்மை. முதல் விஷயம், empowerment of women. Honorable Chief Justice, I was telling the audience that this is a historical city which is famous for 3 things. Number 1, empowerment of women. I know, and all of you know, that empowerment of women is a subject extremely dear to the heart of the Honorable Chief Justice of India. Now let me tell you how this place is very important for the empowerment of women. It is here, normally, the transition of power flows from man to woman. But this is the only place in the world where power is transferred from women to men. Goddess Meenakshi, whom you had darshan yesterday, is the ruling deity of this place. She rules this place every year for 4 months, 4 Tamil months commencing from Chitrai. April 14th is the Tamil New Year's Day. Chitrai, Vaikasi, Ani, Avani. All these 4 months, Goddess Meenakshi rules this place. Thereafter, she has international affairs to take care of. Therefore, she transfers power to her husband Sundareswarar for the remaining 8 months. In fact, you should also know that the original name of Honorable Justice Sundaresh was Meenakshi Sundaresh. I do not know what happened. He cut it short into M.M. Sundaresh, which does not befit the place where we are now standing today. Therefore, I think he must get back to his original name. So the first thing that the city is famous for is empowerment of women. பெண்களை அதிகாரப்படுத்துவது என்பதற்கு இந்த நகரம் அடையாளமாக விளங்கிய நகரம். இரண்டாவது காரணம், இந்த நகரம் தமிழ் மொழியும் தமிழ் இலக்கியமும் இன்றைக்கு தவழ்ந்து விளையாடுவதற்கு காரணமாக இருந்த நகரம். The second reason why this city is very famous is a historical important is that this is the city from where Tamil language and Tamil literature flourished. And you must know the contribution of scholars from various religions, Saivites, Vaishnavites, Jains, to Tamil language and literature is immeasurable. In fact, it is in this city, once upon a time there was a famine. Therefore, 8,000 Jain munis, Jain monks come here, and the King Pandian hosts them. After the famine goes, all of them leave a wonderful literary piece called Naladiyar. சமண முனிவர்கள் பஞ்சம் வந்தபோது இந்த ஊருக்கு வந்து இந்த ராஜாவால் இந்த அரசனாலே அவர்கள் விருந்தாளியாக art of multiplying by words to call that which is white as black and that which is white as black, that which is black as white, according as they are paid என்று சொன்னான். அதைவிட அற்புதமாக அதிவீரராம பாண்டியன் சொன்னான், பொய்யுடை ஒருவன் சொல்வன்மையினால் மெய்போலுமே மெய்போலுமே, மெய்யுடை ஒருவன் சொல்ல மாட்டாமையார் பொய்போலுமே பொய்போலுமே. The first definition of lawyers was given by Adiveerarama Pandian. I am happy that there is something which is missing in Madurai today. What is that which is missing? Silappadigaram, one of the greatest epics of Tamil literature, refers to what is called Sadukka Bhoodam. In Madurai, there was a demon called Sadukka Bhoodam. Whoever speaks a lie, that Bhoodam will catch hold of and swallow. Fortunately, that Sadukka Bhoodam is not available now. Therefore, I think we as a community escape. With these few words, I thank the Honorable Acting Chief Justice for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship, for your enlightening. Thank you, Lordship, for your enlightening and inspiring. Lordship would certainly be a guiding stone for all the stakeholders.
Honorable Thirukiran Rijiju, Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, a laudable personality, hails from the land of dawnlit mountains and one amongst the seven sister states, being an experienced the Honorable Minister has been the catalyst in various projects of Department of Justice, especially the Phase 3 of E-Courts project for the District Judiciary aimed at enhancing judicial institutions and efficiency of courts. With all humbleness, I invite Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, to kindly deliver the special address.
Thank you very much. Vadakkam. I was introduced as a very seasoned politician, but the former Chief Justice of India, when we met for the first time, he thought I am a college-going student. So, but I keep telling people, don't go by my looks, it's very deceptive. I'm not as young as I look. So, I'm happy to be today introduced as a very senior and seasoned politician for the first time. Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable Chief Minister of Honorable Justice V. Rama Subramaniam, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice T. Raja, Acting Chief Justice Madras High Court, Sri Thiru S. Raghupati, Law Minister, Tamil Nadu, Thiru Dr. Palanivel Thiagarajan, Finance Minister, Tamil Nadu, Thiru P. Murthy, Minister, Commercial Tax, Tamil Nadu, Honorable Mr. Justice Mahadevan, Judge, Madras High Court, and the other senior judges of Madras High Court, all their brothers and sister judges of Madras High Court, and judges from district and other courts coming from all over Tamil Nadu, the learned Advocate General, all the invited guests. Today I am extremely delighted to be coming to this historic city of Madurai for the first time. I have heard about Madurai so many times, and today very beautifully narrated by all the previous speakers about the historic background, the spiritual touch which this city provides, as well as the other beautiful things associated with this wonderful city. Well, I will not speak long. My drafted speech copy is too thick. If I read the entire speech, it will become too long. I will make very short observations and also tell you about few things what my Ministry of Law and Justice is doing. Let me congratulate the people of Tamil Nadu, particularly Madurai, for these wonderful projects, the court, new court buildings and the complexes which are being inaugurated today. And I must also appreciate that the judicial infrastructure in Tamil Nadu, all over this state in Tamil Nadu, are comparatively better than many of the states in India. Recently, I had visited some other complex on the way to Puducherry, and I could witness the kind of work being done to improve the judicial infrastructure. And it is possible only when the judiciary and the government come together and understand the issues and try to solve it. In the last year's conference of the Chief Ministers and the Chief Justices of the High Court, we had a very nice discussion, and one of the important points we had deliberated upon was on the judicial infrastructure. We had also agreed that there would be some formal kind of setup where the Chief Minister and the Chief Justice of the High Court will work together with a nominated team of officers and judicial officers and administrative officers to identify the gap and other issues concerning the challenges faced by the judiciary. Because what I found is some of the funds which we provide from the Government of India are not fully utilized. On the other hand, there are demands for more funds for judicial infrastructure, but certain amount of funds remain unutilized. It is not a fault of anybody, but there is some lack of coordination. In some of the states, the unutilized funds are little higher than other states. For High Court infrastructure, state government is solely responsible. For the district and the other judicial infrastructure, the central government and the state government come together and we work it. Last year, we had allocated a budget of 9,000 crore for district and other courts in the state. So what I found over the time, what I have realized is, my department is pushing hard to ensure that the funds are utilized so that we can ask more money from the finance ministry in the future. Money is not a problem. Funding will never be a constraint. But how to implement, how to utilize the funds, that remains an issue. In some of the states, I have realized that the requirement of the courts and the kind of understanding of the government have certain shortcomings. I had talked to some of the concerned state governments and the High Court officials also, in many cases with the Chief Justice of the High Court, that certain things need to be sorted out so that we can utilize the entire budgetary allocation made. And I'm told Tamil Nadu, Honorable Chief Minister is here, the funds are provided and facilities are created. In the new central sponsored scheme for judicial infrastructure, we had added toilets, smart rooms, to have the best facilities available, especially the technological support system must be in place. And the toilets, lawyers' hall, and we have also stressed that the ladies' toilets, ladies' lawyers' hall, this must be ensured so that we give our women a proper place to work. Besides that, the amazing work which Justice D.Y. Chandrachud had initiated under his leadership for the e-court special project. And we are constantly in touch on this matter. My Department of Justice and the Supreme Court E-Committee, they are working as a team. And the 7,000 crore announced in the last budget will be a game changer. And I'm very happy to inform that Honorable Chief Justice himself is still leading the E-Committee. He is now the Chief Justice of India, but is driving the e-court projects because it is very, very critical. In the near future, we all want to see the Indian judiciary going completely paperless. So, the main challenges what we face today, in as much as the pendency of the cases, the process itself is a huge challenge. I have tried to understand why so much of pendency cases are coming up every day. I am not from a legal background, so I don't know much about how the courts function, what are the regular problems faced by the advocates. But when I was in the Home Ministry in the previous tenure, I had learned certain things about the investigating officers, the filing of the charge sheets, cases and everything, which takes long time, much beyond what is expected to. So with the coming of the technological support, everything can be synchronized in such a way that the honorable judge will not require to postpone it for the case or give a new date for the want of evidence, bunching of the cases and other issues. So these are certain things which I feel works are under progress, and I could sense that we are really going towards a major solution for that. When people from the villages, old people, people from the very ordinary family background, they asked me, I can tell you some of the MPs, member of parliaments, in the parliament house itself, they meet me. And not only in the parliament question, they've talked to me privately also, that many of the cases are pending for last 10 years, 15 years. Serious cases, but they are not getting the dates. And for that, we can't blame the courts. We can't blame the judge. The prevailing situation is such that the judge is also helpless. We need to identify, I'm not going to elaborate here, but these are the things which has really bothering me for quite some time. When we see that the total pendency of the cases in the country is rising above 4 crore and 90 lakhs. Definitely, it is a matter of great concern, not only for me, but entire fraternity. There may be separation of power, division of works between executive and judiciary, but that doesn't mean that we do not require to work together. In fact, we have to work as a team for the larger goal in the interest of the citizens of our great country. So I feel the present moment we are working as a team. In the same manner, how Department of Justice and the Supreme Court E-Committee are working together in the same manner in the state government, the Department of Law and High Court office must come together to identify and to ensure that the great challenges of this pendency of cases are tackled. Many people also tell me that next year, by the end of next year, it will be close to 6 crore. Some of the honorable senior judges, mostly retired judges, also informally said that in next 5 years, the pendency will be 10 crore. Now, that is really a staggering figure, and it is a matter of great concern for all of us. But we can't be compared with a small country or countries in Western world. Look at our population and look at our infrastructure and challenges. But one thing I must admit today in front of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, I have constantly stated that it is the duty of the government, and as a citizen, I also feel so. The judges not only require fully protection and all sense of support, but we must understand the problems of the judges. Because I have studied in recent time about the challenges faced by the judges of the other courts in other countries. Their judges are living a very, very comfortable life because they need to decide upon cases. For that, they need space to think. And they are like leading a vacation kind of life all the time, dealing 4 or 5 cases in a day. But in India, every judge is handling 50, 60 cases every day. And sometimes I wonder, if I also handle 50, 60 cases to be decided, the kind of mental pressure which I will be undergoing will be tremendous. That is why sometimes in this age of social media, there are constant criticism that judges are unable to deliver justice. The judges are not in a position to dispose of enough numbers of cases. That is why the pendency of the cases and the numbers are rising, which is not true. In fact, and faster, but the new cases coming up are double in numbers. So we can't help it. The only way is to have better infrastructure, better mechanism, and to strengthen the Indian judiciary. So while strengthening Indian judiciary, the core issue is of the infrastructure. Soft infrastructure, hard infrastructure, we really need to give lots of emphasis. I'm happy that our government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, the central sponsored schemes have been continued, it has been extended, and we are ready to ensure that if anything extra is required, we will definitely look into it. And the 7,000 crore e-project funding which this year's budget had announced will definitely make the great impact, and I will definitely ensure that we follow up all the matters in close coordination with the Supreme Court E-Committee and other E-Committees in the High Courts. I would like to just quote one line from what Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji had said in the Law Ministers' Conference. When justice is seen to be delivered, then the faith of the countrymen in the constitutional institutions is strengthened. And when justice is delivered, the confidence of the common man goes up. While we are talking about delivering justice to the common people, the issue of common man's language comes into mind. I had stated in earlier occasions also that when we talk about Indianization of the Indian judiciary, language is a very critical matter. I would be happy to see all the courts in Tamil Nadu to use Tamil language. In the High Court, definitely there is a challenge. We need to handle it. Honorable Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud is well aware of the issue, and he is also very proactive in promoting the Indian languages of different states. And Tamil is a classical language, and we are proud of Tamil language. And we would like to see, not only in the lower judiciary, but in the high courts and in the Supreme Court in the future, in the age of this technology, translation, the instant translation, transcription is available. Why not someday? We all dream that Tamil language will be used in the Supreme Court also. The recent meeting which I had with the Bharatiya Bhasha Samiti, that committee is headed by the former Chief Justice of India, Justice Bobde. I had a very fruitful meeting with the committee members. And we are working with a time frame now, because the committee was constituted some years back. But now we are developing a common core vocabulary, which means that all the Indian languages will have certain common usages, the legal terminologies, some of the languages which we have a common source. This is quite a technical issue, so a team is working on that. And I have clearly stated that within this year, within 6 months, a report must be tabled to the government of India to ensure that we really take the first concrete step in creating Indian languages to be used commonly in all the courts of India. Similarly, we are also trying to ensure that the common people do not face the hurdles in reaching the courts. The courts, Indian courts, must be readily available for the most downtrodden section of our society. I have interacted with some of the people. They said they get scared to go to the High Court. So the mobile court can move around. If you have to obtain certain statements, record some statements, the police and our district judge or the civil judge or metropolitan magistrate can record in mobile once in a month and make people feel comfortable in facing the law. Why should a common man be scared to face the law? Why should somebody be under tremendous pressure to undergo the legal scrutiny? It must be easy and it must be very, very normal. It should appear normal to face the court. Even we tell the police stations also, the police officers must appear very soft with the common people. Why should people feel scared of police? People must feel protected whenever they see the police. In the same manner, when a common citizen goes to the court, he or she must be very comfortable that he is in the courtroom. One should not be scared to face the law. That is why there are many steps which we need to take in a combined and as a team manner. During the pandemic, I have taken the report of the performance of the Madras High Court and the entire courts in Tamil Nadu. Excellent performance, and the performance in terms of delivering justice to the people in the state of Tamil Nadu was very, very appreciable. And I must thank all the judicial officers, all the honorable judges, and the support system which you have. And of course, the support of the state government. The Honorable Chief Minister is here. We must always ready to face any challenges, and COVID situation was such a new thing for all of us. We were all nervous, but we worked as a team, as a nation. And Honorable Chief Justice of India had a tremendous role to play in terms of using technology during this pandemic period. As I said, I don't want to touch upon many other subjects. There are many things I feel like sharing with you, but after seeing such a wonderful gathering, even if I don't say much, I'm sure you get my sense. Finally, I just want to touch upon one subject. The fast-track courts are established all over the country. And the fast-track special courts are established especially for heinous crimes against women and children. When the cases of sexual offenses against children are pending, it gives a huge pain to me. And when a rape victim has to travel 100, 200 kilometers every 2-3 months for justice, the woman has already undergone such traumatic situation, and then to get the justice, if she has to travel again and again for the justice, this should not be acceptable in a civilized society. Today, I represent the Government of India, the Honorable Chief Justice and his two honorable judges from the Supreme Court, Honorable Chief Minister, his cabinet colleagues, honorable judges of the Madras High Court and all the honorable judges of different courts of Tamil Nadu are here. If we don't respond to this great human challenge, then there will be no alternative route. We are the people who will have to solve it. When a children not able to speak up for himself, when a woman who doesn't have a loud voice enough to tell the world about the trauma she had to pass through, then it is a societal crisis. We need to really deal firmly to ensure that such crimes are not only prevented, but whenever it is committed, the justice is delivered instantly. We need to really think deeply about this. Finally, I would like to tell our lawyers, I am constantly in touch with the government lawyers, and I would like to tell the members of the bar that we have to ensure that each high court or any court must have proper decorum, must have a very conducive atmosphere and working condition. Sometimes I get lots of complaints from different sections of the bars, complaints about maybe few judges or maybe some issues, different kinds of representations which I receive. So my only advice is both bar and the bench, the two sides of the same coin. Without one, the other cannot exist. You have to work together to ensure that each court complex must be the ideal complex. It should not be divided on the line of ideology or on the basis of differences which come up due to various reasons. Our relationship with the judiciary is excellent. Sometimes I feel sad. Some reports appear in the electronic media or print media that there are differences between government and the Supreme Court or legislature and the judiciary. We must understand that we are living in a democratic country, a vibrant democracy which India is proud of. There are bound to be certain differences in terms of one's outlook, in terms of approaching your things. It can have some kind of conflicting position from the other side, especially in the administrative side. We may have certain differences. That doesn't mean that there is a confrontation. It sends a wrong message across the world because we are the largest democracy in the world. If we picturize a situation of a crisis, it doesn't send a right message to the whole community of nations. We are absolutely perfect in the way which we are functioning at the present time. Within the judges also there will be differences. From one high court to another high court, there can be differences in opinion. That is why there are larger benches, there are appellate courts. That is why there are layers of provisions given. Everybody cannot think alike. We are not being ruled by a dictatorial king. So these differences of opinion cannot be termed as a crisis in Indian democracy. We have to be extremely careful. We can criticize each other, but when it comes to national interest, we must be one. I am so proud that Honorable Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud had given a positive message on various occasions from the court benches as well as in the functions also, that there are certain things which are to be decided by the legislature. There are certain matters which are to be decided by the government, and there are certain things which are absolutely in the domain of the judiciary. That is what the founding fathers of the Constitution has given us. They have given us a clear-cut, very robust constitution. We must be abide by that. That is why today I want to make it very clear, in this very historic city of Madurai, there is no problem between the different organs of this state. There are signs of robust democratic actions which cannot be termed as a crisis. And government, for all purpose, will always support to ensure that the Indian judiciary is not only strengthened but always remain independent. And our legal fraternity will be given fully all kind of support from the government. We are abreast of the situation, coming out of the difficult situation, whatever it may be, but we are ready to face any challenges in the future to ensure that all the loopholes, all the gaps, whatever may exist in the future, will be filled up. In India, nobody can say that he or she will not be abide by the law. Nobody can say. Law is the ultimate thing in a civilized society. I must be lawful. I must always regard the Indian laws. There's no, so that is why sometimes some kind of remarks passed against the government. Since I come from a political party, there may be political parties which will have different political ideologies. But that doesn't mean that we are working to damage country's image. We are together. And finally, I must thank the Honorable Acting Chief Justice D. Raja for inviting me, along with Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, along with all the wonderful people gathering here, and gave me an opportunity to be here in the historic city of Madurai. I will be going back today, but I really feel that this place is not enough for one day. One must come here at least 2-3 days to explore. I must appreciate Honorable Chief Justice. He ensures that whenever he goes to a place, he really gets into the city and feel the essence, the pulse, and the taste of the city. He came yesterday, and probably he is going to stay longer, but I am going back. I think Justice M.M. Sundaresh, both of us are going to Bangalore due to a prior commitment. A predetermined function is already there, so we had to go. But in future, I'll definitely come back to Madurai. And also to tell you that I really love South Indian food. This morning I had a very nice dosa, and when I was around 12 years old, I was traveling from remote China border to the Assam, one of the city. On the way, there was a small restaurant. Those days, restaurant run by the Border Road Organization. So they were serving us dosa. That was first time I saw dosa. I said, what is this? It looks very different. They said, the name is dosa. Please taste it. So I tasted it, and I found it really, really delicious. So I thought I may never get to eat again. So I wrote down in my diary, dosa is very good for breakfast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the extensive and informative and special address. The innovative suggestions, support, and budgetary allocation spoken by you, sir, for judiciary is indeed very reassuring and promising. We look forward for your next visit to Aapka bahut bahut dhanyawad.
We are truly privileged and honored by the presence of the inauguration function, first being at the principal seat last year. மதிப்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்கும் உரிய மாண்புமிகு தமிழக முதலமைச்சர் திரு மு க ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களை தலைமை உரையாற்ற பணிவுடன் அழைக்கிறேன்.
சங்கம் வளர்த்த மதுரை மாநகரில் நடைபெறும் இந்த விழாவில் பங்கேற்று சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய மாண்புமை உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர் டாக்டர் சந்திரசூட் அவர்களே, மாண்புமிகு ஒன்றிய சட்ட மற்றும் நீதித்துறையினுடைய அமைச்சர் கிரண் ரிஜிஜு அவர்களே, மாண்புமை உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய நீதியரசர்கள் திரு ராமசுப்ரமணியன் அவர்களே, திரு சுந்தரேஷ் அவர்களே, மாண்புமை சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை பொறுப்பு நீதியரசர் திரு ராஜா அவர்களே, மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் பெருமக்கள் ஐ பெரியசாமி அவர்களே, KSSR ராமச்சந்திரன் அவர்களே, தங்கம் தென்னரசு அவர்களே, பெரிய கருப்பன் அவர்களே, ராஜகண்ணப்பன் அவர்களே, ரகுவதி அவர்களே, மூர்த்தி அவர்களே, பழனிவேல் தியாகராஜன் அவர்களே, நிறைவாக நன்றி உரை ஆற்றிருக்கக்கூடிய மாண்புமை சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய நீதியரசர் மகாதேவன் அவர்களே, மாண்புமை சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய மற்றும் மதுரை கிளையினுடைய நீதி அரசர்களே, நாடாளுமன்ற சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களே, அரசு தலைமை வழக்கறிஞர் திரு சண்முகசுந்தரம் அவர்களே, சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய பதிவாளர் திரு தனபால் அவர்களே, மாவட்ட ஆட்சித்தலைவர் அவர்களே, அரசு உயர் அலுவலர்களே, காவல்துறை உயர் அலுவலர்களே, என் பேரன்பிற்குரிய வழக்கறிஞர் பெருமக்களே, மதுரை பார் உறுப்பினர்களே, பத்திரிகை மற்றும் ஊடகத்துறையை சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய அன்பான வணக்கம். உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதியரசராக பொறுப்பேற்ற பிறகு தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு முதலாக வருகை தந்திருக்கும் மாண்புமை நீதியரசர் சந்திரசூட் அவர்களுக்கு எனது வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்து தமிழ்நாட்டின் முதலமைச்சர் என்ற வகையிலே நான் வருக 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 என வரவேற்கிறேன். I welcome you to Madurai, the land where Kannagi stood up against a mighty king to get justice. பொதுமக்களுக்கு சேவையாற்றுவதே எனது முன்னுரிமை, நாட்டில் உள்ள அனைவருக்காகவும் நான் பணியாற்றுவேன் என்று சொல்லி தலைமை நீதியரசராக பதவியேற்றுக் கொண்ட தாங்கள் உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய அரசியல் சாசன அமர்வுகளில் இடம்பெற்று வரலாற்று முக்கியத்துவம் வாய்ந்த வழக்குகளில் முக்கிய தீர்ப்புகளை வழங்கியிருக்கிறீர்கள். தமிழ்நாட்டின் மீதும் தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்கள் மீதும் தங்களுக்கு தனி பாசம் உண்டு. கோவிட் 2வது அலையின் போது அதை கட்டுப்படுத்துவதில் நாட்டிலேயே சிறந்த மாநிலங்களில் ஒன்றாக தமிழ்நாடு விளங்கியது என்றால், நமது மருத்துவ உட்கட்டமைப்பை சுட்டிக்காட்டி தமிழ்நாடு அரசின் செயல்பாடுகளை தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்கள் ஒரு வழக்கின் போது பாராட்டியிருந்தார். அதற்காக நான் இந்த நேரத்தில் அவருக்கு நன்றி தெரிவிக்கிறேன். தொழில்நுட்பம், பதிவகம் மற்றும் நீதித்துறை சீர்திருத்தங்கள் மேற்கொள்ளப்படும் என்று அவர் பொறுப்பேற்ற போது சொன்னதற்கேற்ப தமிழ் உள்ளிட்ட மாநில மொழிகளில் உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தின் தீர்ப்புகள் சமீபத்தில் வெளியாகி இருப்பது மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அளிக்கிறது. தமிழ்நாட்டிலிருந்து உச்சநீதிமன்றத்திற்கு சென்று சிறப்பான தீர்ப்புகளை வழங்கி தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு பெருமை சேர்த்து கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய மாண்புமை நீதியரசர்கள் திரு ராமசுப்ரமணியம், திரு எம் சுந்தரேஷ் ஆகியோருக்கும், சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய பொறுப்பு நீதியரசர் மாண்புமை திரு ராஜா ஆகியோருக்கு நான் இந்த நேரத்தில் என்னுடைய நன்றி கலந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். சிறப்பாக நடைபெற்று கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த சீர்மிகு விழாவில் கலந்து கொள்வதில் நான் மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். இன்றைக்கு சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய கிளை மதுரையில் அமைந்திருக்கிறது என்றால் அதற்கு அடித்தளமிட்டவர் முத்தமிழறிஞர் தலைவர் கலைஞர் அவர்கள். 1973 ஆண்டு முதல் முயற்சி செய்து 2000 ஆண்டு முதலமைச்சர் தலைவர் கலைஞர் தலைமையில் அடிக்கல் நாட்டி தென் மாவட்ட மக்களின் கனவை கலைஞர் நனவாக்கினார். இன்று அந்த மாபெரும் கட்டடம் கம்பீரமாக நிற்கிறது. இதனை நான் குறிப்பிடுவதற்கு காரணம், நீதித்துறையின் உள்கட்டமைப்புக்காக தொலைநோக்கு சிந்தனையுடன் செயல்படும் அரசு திமுக அரசு என்பதை நினைவூட்டுவதற்காகத்தான். நீதி நிர்வாகம் சுதந்திரமாகவும் நியாயமாகவும் செயல்படுவதற்கு ஏதுவாகவும் பொதுமக்களுக்கு விரைந்து நீதி வழங்குதலை உறுதி செய்யும் வகையிலும் நீதிமன்றங்களுக்கு தேவையான கட்டட வசதி, மனித ஆற்றல், பிற உட்கட்டமைப்பு வசதிகளை போதுமான அளவில் ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுப்பது மிக அவசியம் என்பதை உணர்ந்துள்ள தமிழ்நாடு அரசு அதற்கு முன்னுரிமை அளித்து செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது. இந்த அரசு பதவியேற்ற 2021 மே மாதம் முதல் இன்று வரையில் புதிய நீதிமன்றங்கள் அமைக்க தேவையான நீதிபதிகள், அலுவலர்கள் பணியிடங்களை உருவாக்கி 106 கோடியே 77 லட்சம் ரூபாய் ஒதுக்கீடு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. 6 மாவட்ட மற்றும் அமர்வு நீதிமன்றங்கள், 12 சார்பு நீதிமன்றங்கள், 7 முதன்மை குற்றவியல் நடுவர் நீதிமன்றங்கள், 14 மாவட்ட உரிமையியல் மற்றும் குற்றவியல் நடுவர் நீதிமன்றங்கள், 3 கூடுதல் மாவட்ட நீதிமன்றங்கள், ஒரு கூடுதல் சார்பு நீதிமன்றம் மற்றும் ஒரு மாவட்ட உரிமையியல் நீதிமன்றம் உள்ளிட்ட 44 புதிய நீதிமன்றங்கள் அமைப்பதற்கு ஆணைகள் வெளியிடப்பட்டுள்ளன. 3 வணிக சட்டங்களுக்கான தனி நீதிமன்றங்கள், மாவட்ட நீதிபதி நிலையில் கோயம்புத்தூர், சேலம், செங்கல்பட்டு ஆகிய மாவட்டங்களில் அமைப்பதற்கும் ஆணைகள் வெளியிடப்பட்டுள்ளன. கோயம்புத்தூர், காஞ்சிபுரம், திருவாரூர் மற்றும் திருப்பூர் மாவட்டங்களில் பட்டியலினத்தவர்களுக்கு எதிரான குற்ற வழக்குகளை விசாரிக்க 4 சிறப்பு நீதிமன்றங்கள் அமைக்க அரசாணை வெளியிடப்பட்டுள்ளது. சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்ற வளாகத்தில் இயங்கி வரும் 160 மாவட்ட மற்றும் கீழமை நீதிமன்றங்களில் 60 நீதிமன்றங்களை ஒரே கட்டடத்திற்கு இடமாற்றம் செய்ய ஏதுவாக 315 கோடி ரூபாய் செலவில் பல்லடுக்கு மாடிகள் கொண்ட ஒருங்கிணைந்த நீதிமன்ற கட்டடம் கட்டுவதற்கு அரசாணை வெளியிடப்பட்டுள்ளது. டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அரசு சட்டக்கல்லூரியின் கட்டடத்தை அதன் பாரம்பரியம் சிதையாமல் புதுப்பிக்க 23 கோடி ரூபாய் அரசால் ஒப்பளிப்பு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளது. புதியதாக நீதிமன்றங்கள் கட்டடங்கள் கட்டுதல், குடியிருப்பு கட்டடங்கள் கட்டுதல், பழைய நீதிமன்ற கட்டடங்களை பராமரித்தல் ஆகிய பணிகளுக்கு 297 கோடி ரூபாய்க்கு அரசு ஒப்புதல் அளித்துள்ளது. வழக்குரைஞர் நலநிதிக்கு அரசு சார்பில் 8 கோடி ரூபாய் மானியம் வழங்கப்பட்டுள்ளதோடு வழக்குரைஞர்களுக்கான சேம நல நிதி 7 லட்சம் ரூபாயிலிருந்து 10 லட்சம் ரூபாயாக உயர்த்தப்பட்டுள்ளது. புதியதாக பதிவு செய்யப்பட்ட 1000 இளம் வழக்கறிஞர்களுக்கு ஊக்கத்தொகையாக 3000 ரூபாய் மாதந்தோறும் வழங்கிட ஒப்பளிப்பு வழங்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. தமிழ்நாடு வழக்கறிஞர்களின் எழுத்தர் நலநிதியிலிருந்து 4 லட்சம் ரூபாய் இறந்த வழக்கறிஞர்களின் எழுத்தர்களின் குடும்ப உறுப்பினர்களுக்கு வழங்க ஆணை வெளியிடப்பட்டுள்ளது. இப்படி பல்வேறு செயல்களை செய்து வருகிறோம். அவற்றை பட்டியலிட்டு சொல்ல நேரம் இடம் தராது. எனவே நீதித்துறையின் கட்டமைப்புகளை மேம்படுத்துவதற்கான அனைத்து நடவடிக்கைகளையும் தமிழ்நாடு அரசு தொடர்ந்து சிறப்பாக மேற்கொள்ளும் என்று இந்த நேரத்தில் உறுதியோடு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். On this occasion, I place 3 important demands. I request the Honorable CJ of India for ensuring social justice in the appointment of judges to High Courts and Supreme Court, as well as proportional representation to states in Supreme Court bench, for allowing Tamil as a court language in Madras High Court along with English. In this regard, I am aware that Honorable Union Law Minister is in favor of this. I thank him for that. Hence, I request the support of Honorable Chief Justice of India to consider this favorably. For establishing Supreme Court benches, at least in the cities of Chennai, Mumbai, and Kolkata. We have already written on all these demands to the Union government. I hope the Honorable Chief Justice and Honorable Union Minister for Law will consider our demands favorably. எங்களது கோரிக்கைகளை ஒன்றிய அரசும் நீதித்துறையும் உச்சநீதிமன்றமும் நிறைவேற்றி தர வேண்டும் என்று நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். நீதித்துறையானது சுதந்திரமாகவும் தன்னிச்சையாகவும் இயங்கி ஒவ்வொரு சாமானியனின் இறுதி நம்பிக்கையும் காப்பாற்றட்டும். நீதித்துறையின் செயல்பாடுகளை மக்களுக்கு நம்பிக்கை அளிக்கும். சட்ட நீதியும் சமூக நீதியும் இணைந்து கிடைக்க நீதித்துறை அமைப்புகள் வழிவகை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டு விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
மிக நேர்த்தியாகவும் உணர்வுபூர்வமாகவும் நீதித்துறைக்கு வலு சேர்க்கும் விதமாக தலைமை உரையாற்றிய தமிழக முதலமைச்சருக்கு எங்கள் உளமார்ந்த நன்றிகள்.
We are truly privileged, honored and delighted to have Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud changes in judicial thinking. This nation witnessed the great spurt in the use of technology owing to the global pandemic situation. Technology is going to stay. His Lordship is always exploring the potential of has taken the Indian judiciary to the international level. It is impossible to describe the manifold and multifaceted contributions made by His Lordship. With all humbleness, I now invite Honorable the Chief Justice of India to deliver the inaugural address.
Vanakkam. The Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Thiru M.K. Stalin, Thiru Kiran Rijiju, the Union Minister of Law and Justice, my distinguished colleagues, Justice V. Ram Subramaniam, Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Honorable Justice T. Raja, the Acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge of the High Court of Madras, and all the colleague judges of the High Court, Thiru P. Murthy, the Honorable Minister of Commercial Taxes, Registration and Stamp Law, Dr. Palanivel Tyagarajan, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Thiru S. Raghupati, the Honorable Minister of Law, Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, all the distinguished judges who have come from different parts of the state of Tamil Nadu, members of the bar, government officials and other dignitaries. I have often heard of the Tamil saying, Vandarai Val Vaikum Nadu. The state of Tamil Nadu has truly lived up to its reputation. Thank you again for the warm, gracious and heartfelt hospitality. Last year, the then Chief Justice of India visited Chennai for laying the foundation stone for a 9-story administrative block at the Madras High Court. Less than a year later, the state has another project on its card to augment court infrastructure. Tamil Nadu is truly leading the way in boosting the infrastructure of the court system. I have been frequently speaking about the deplorable infrastructure of various courts across the country, where litigants, lawyers, and judges do not have access to basic facilities, such as a clean washroom and a resting space. The courtrooms are cramped with no ventilation. The justice system is choked with the huge pendency rates, and so are the judges and lawyers inside in non-ventilated court hall. In most district courts in the country, there are no sanitary napkin dispensers for women lawyers. In many district courts in the country, there are no washrooms for lawyers and for lady judges, women judges. Studies have shown that a comfortable working environment enhances the work output. I hope that the administration consults all stakeholders and caters to their spatial requirements before commencing the construction of the building. When the former Chief Justice of India visited Chennai a year ago, Thiru M.K. Stalin put forward referred to a short while ago. The second for introducing Tamil as the official language in the High Court. And the third, ensuring inclusivity as a principal factor in making recommendations for the appointment of judges. I would like to use this stage to speak to you about all the endeavors of the Office of the Chief Justice of India in addressing these three concerns. I have been striving to ensure access to the Supreme Court for lawyers and law students who do not reside in Delhi. I always say that the Supreme Court of India is not the Supreme Court of Tilak Marg, but it is the Supreme Court of the entire nation. We have introduced a hybrid system by which lawyers can appear before the Supreme Court both physically and virtually. This facility enables the seamless connection between a judge sitting at Tilak Marg in Delhi and an advocate residing in Melur or Virudhunagar. Additionally, we have started live streaming all constitution bench cases. This provides students from government law colleges in Madurai or Trichy the opportunity to watch Supreme Court proceedings and to be educated about the way the law is evolved, developed by the Supreme Court. While many law students in Tamil Nadu may be unable to pursue an internship in Delhi, owing to the distance and limitations on economic capacities, I am confident that access to the court proceedings would substantially bridge the opportunity barrier. I must share with you certain facts which may otherwise not be known. During the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, 2.62 crore cases were heard by the high courts and the district judiciary on video conferencing. 78 lakhs in the high courts and 1.84 cases in the district judiciary. The Supreme Court from 23rd March 2020 till 13th February 2023 heard 4,13,537 cases through video conferencing. The use of this modern technology has enabled us to reach out to our citizens. Lawyers in
the Supreme Court who appear for us are questionably the leaders of the profession. But equally, the base of the legal profession comes from lawyers from socially marginalized. The iyesr, with lawyers from the district judiciary. When a second appeal comes to the High Court, the client in the districts is in direct touch with the arguing advocate in the High Court, or through the intermediary of the High Court who has conducted, the lawyer who has conducted the first appeal. Opening up the facilities of the Supreme Court to lawyers not merely from the centers where the High Courts are situated, such as Chennai, but lawyers from all over the country, from the districts, would enable a reduction of the cost, because a lawyer in the district judiciary will charge a fraction of what is charged by a lawyer in the higher echelons of the system. But there is a great deal of confidence which the citizen has in the lawyer who has conducted the case in the forum where the case was instituted. So our effort in the Supreme Court is to use technology to truly make ours as a national court, where we can hear the voices of our citizens through lawyers who have an intimate connection with their lives, who know the social conditions in which these social problems which are brought before the court emanate. With respect to the second point of enabling the use of Tamil as an official language in the High Court, perhaps a constitutional amendment would be necessitated, having due regard to the provisions of Article 348 of the Constitution. I'm cognizant of the language barrier and the ensuing impact of this barrier on opportunities to young graduates. English is not our first language. We think and formulate our thoughts in our mother tongues. However, I implore all young lawyers who are facing some difficulty with communication in English not to be demotivated. I request the judges of the Madras High Court to be encouraging towards the young juniors and not let language barriers impede effective representation. I was Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court for a period of nearly 3 years. A young lawyer would open the case by saying, "May it please your lordships," the old colonial form. But the English advocacy very often ended with saying that. The rest of it was conducted in the mother tongue of the lawyer. I belong to Mumbai, and my knowledge of Hindi was deeply influenced by Marathi, my mother tongue. But I found that speaking to the lawyers in their mother tongue brought me in very close connect with the members of the bar. They did not ridicule me for the errors which I would sometimes make in expressing myself in their mother tongue. But they appreciated the fact that a genuine effort was being made to connect with lawyers so as to make them comfortable in the language of discourse in the courts. Because when litigants and lawyers are comfortable with the language of the discourse, they can present their viewpoints fearlessly and effectively. So we as judges must encourage the youngsters at the bar and help them build confidence in communication. In an attempt to localize the justice delivery system and bring it closer to the citizens, we have started translating judgments of the Supreme Court in other official languages recognized by the Indian Constitution, including Tamil, with the aid of artificial intelligence. I hope that this initiative will go a long way in not only bringing the court closer to the citizens, but would also help lawyers who are not conversant with the English language to keep up with the developments in law. Since independence, there are 34,586 judgments of the Supreme Court, all written in English. Our judgments were being made available to our citizens by private law publishers for whom you had to pay a subscription of between 30 to 50,000 rupees a year. How many young lawyers in the districts or in the taluka courts can afford a subscription of this nature? So one of the first steps that I took after I took charge as Chief Justice of India on 9th November last year was to digitize all the 34,000 plus judgments of the Supreme Court. These judgments are now available free of charge, not merely to our citizens, but to globally to anybody who wants to read the judgments of the Supreme Court. We have also ensured that there is a free text search engine which can be accessed by citizens across India. But we have not stopped at that. The IIT Madras has provided to us an AI-based software for translating of our judgments, but translation of judgments through artificial intelligence requires human verification. So we have requested all high courts to constitute a team of retired district judges who will verify the correctness of the translation. And the Supreme Court is using its own funds to ensure that the translations are put out. Today we have 4,428 judgments which have been translated. The project is in its infancy. To give you an idea, 4 have been translated in Assamese, 1 in Garo, 3 in Gujarati, 4,243 in Hindi, 17 in Kannada, 1 in Khasi, 29 in Malayalam, 14 in Marathi, 3 in Nepali, 26 in Odia, 4 in Punjabi, 52 in Tamil, 28 in Telugu and 3 in Urdu. The reason I gave you these statistics is that I request now the government of Tamil Nadu to take this up as a mission. And I'm sure that with its commitment towards infrastructure, this is a joint mission for all of us to reach out to our citizens. But it is not just the judgments of the Supreme Court which have to be translated. All the judgments of the high courts must equally be translated into every regional language available in India. The judgment search portal of the E-Committee of the Supreme Court has 1,11,06,805 judgments of the high courts, all available free of charge. Out of these 1,11,00,000 judgments which are available in English, 8,76,000 judgments are from the state of Tamil Nadu, from the Madras High Court. I would request the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court to take up the translation of these 8,76,000 judgments of the Madras High Court which are in English into Tamil, so that not only the judgments of the Supreme Court are made available to the citizens, but equally all these 8,76,000 judgments are available to lawyers and citizens across Tamil Nadu, as well as the representatives of this great state who reside across the world to know of their rights. Moreover, the judgments of the High Court, when they are translated into Tamil, would be made available to police stations, to education officers, to collectors, to tehsildars. So revenue judgments will be made available to the revenue arm of the state. Judgments on criminal procedure will be available to the police academies, to the police officers. Judgments on education will be available to the education department. So look at the potential which we have today in terms of technology and a little bit of imagination if we apply it. I hope, therefore, that this initiative will bring us closer to our citizens. On the third point, which the Honorable Chief Minister justifiably made, that is inclusion as a principal factor for the appointment of judges, in the earlier collegium recommendations published by my 6-member collegium that I head, we have laid out the factors for consideration. And these factors for consideration include representation to members of the marginalized communities, including women and the backward communities, and to the best extent possible, representation to all the high courts. Because the Supreme Court, to my mind, is truly a Supreme Court which represents the nation. And we are making a conscious effort to ensure that different high courts, different regions of the nation find representation in the Supreme Court. I next turn to the lawyer community assembled here. But before that, I must share a small anecdote. When we started live streaming of our court proceedings, a distinguished member of our bar, who is also a member of Parliament, Mr. P. Wilson, interacted with me. He's a member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee attached to the Department of Justice, which visited the Supreme Court last year and again 2 days back to interact with us on legal aid schemes. And the learned member of Parliament shared with me that by allowing hybrid hearings, hearing lawyers from across the country, you are truly becoming a court for the nation. So that a lawyer sitting in Chennai, or for that matter anywhere in the state of Tamil Nadu, or from Orissa or West Bengal or Kerala or Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh or UP can address us as judges of the Supreme Court. Now I turn to the lawyers community. I like to highlight 3 issues. First, there is a need to enhance the entry-level pay for junior lawyers. I am told that the entry-level pay in Madurai for young law graduates is somewhere between rupees 5,000 to rupees 12,000 per month. Such poor pay disproportionately impacts members of the marginalized communities, such as the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, and women. The impact of this, or the impact of which, is that it takes the form of an entry-level barrier and forces young graduates to take up other work unrelated to their branch of study just to make ends meet. The law does not become a primary profession for young entrants because they don't make enough money in their chambers. The usual defense by recruiting chambers for such low pay is that the first few years of a young associate's career is a learning stage where the senior mentors them. I would request the senior members of the bar, please shed this paternalistic approach. Today's youngsters are sharp, hardworking, and hungry for work. Interact with them about their approach towards the law. I have 5 judicial clerks, all of them first-time lawyers with no connection in the legal profession in their families. One of them, a woman lawyer, is from Madurai. She comes from an agricultural family. But the benefit of women's education in the state of Tamil Nadu, she went to a national law school and now has come to work with a judge of the Supreme Court. Another sister has become a doctor and has gone abroad to pursue higher education. So that shows you the power of women's education. You will be spellbound by the fresh approach that young lawyers bring to the table. All I ask of senior lawyers is to trust the youngsters of the bar. Statistics inform us that for 50,000 male enrollments in Tamil Nadu, there are only 5,000 female enrollments. The legal profession is not an equal opportunity provider for women, and the statistics are the same all over the country. The face is changing. In the recent recruitments to the district judiciary, over 50% are women. But we have to create equal opportunities for women so that women do not fall by the wayside because of the fact that they undertake multifold responsibilities as they progress in life. Chambers are skeptical about recruiting young women advocates. The reason for it is not a lack of young talented women. There is no lack of talented young women, but rather because of our actions being a product of the stereotypes that we hold against women. There are two prominent stereotypes against women that translate to denying women opportunities, and forgive me for speaking about them. Firstly, recruiting chambers assume that women would be unable to put in long hours at work because of familial responsibilities. We should all firstly understand that childbearing and childcare is a choice, and women should not be punished for taking up that responsibility if they wish to, but rather encouraged and supported in any choices that they may choose to make. A young male lawyer might also choose to be equally involved in child care and family care. But as a society, we force the responsibility of family care only on the women and then use that very bias against women that we hold to deny them opportunities. If a woman wants to balance work with family care, it is our responsibility to provide institutional support. Setting up creche facilities in all court complexes across the country is an important step in that direction. The Supreme Court of India, the Delhi High Court have already led the way on this front, and it is time that the rest of the country follows suit. I request the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court to take steps on the administrative side in setting up creche facilities at the High Court and in all district courts. This would go a long way in improving the working conditions and providing substantive equal opportunity for women. The second bias that I would like to highlight is the stereotype that it is safer for male employers to not have women working in the office. Such stereotyping denies equal opportunity of recruitment to women. Beyond that, such stereotype also ridicules the innumerable stories of sexual harassment at the workplace. We must strive to constantly and consciously unlearn these biases. The third issue that I wish to brush upon is the necessity of a strong relationship between the bar and the bench. We are both stakeholders of the justice system, and there has to be a sense of trust and coordination in our functioning. When I was a young lawyer, I got my first brief in a land acquisition matter, but I didn't know how to argue a land acquisition appeal. I didn't know what a sale instance was. But we were groomed by judges. They encouraged us. They did not defeat our confidence by ridiculing us. So it's important that we spend a little patience with young lawyers. At the end of the day, doing 3 cases less may not be as important as creating the future of our society and the profession. By creating young leaders who will follow in our footprints, because I believe the true worth of a leader, and I don't speak of the leaders of the judiciary or the executive or the legislature, I speak about the leaders in the chambers of lawyers, the chambers of doctors. The true worth of a leader is to create a bunch of talented people who will take up the baton when it is time for you to pass it on to others. While it is natural for the bar to have issues with the functioning of the court administration, I request the lawyering community present here to resort to deliberation and discussion before imploring the option of a strike. I assure all of you that the Office of the Chief Justice of India is always open to genuine grievances, and I will try my best to resolve them. It is only fair that I also direct a few of my concern toward the judges of the Madras High Court. Judges of the Supreme Court are slightly older than you, and our eyesight is a little fainter than the young judges of the Madras High Court. I personally have been facing some difficulty in reading the Madras High Court judgments that come to the Supreme Court in appeal, because of the less line spacing and small font. Please use a larger font and increase the line spacing so that we don't have to pick up a magnifying glass. On a serious note, I have noticed that the judgments of various high courts, including your high court, and I'm not ridiculing the high court. Why would I do that? I owe everything to the high courts. The judgments of the Madras High Court are printed on a paper with an image of the High Court emblem, the watermark. More often, sentences on such prints are not screen readable, rendering it inaccessible to blind people. I had a blind lawyer who worked with me as a law clerk for a year. He was a Rhodes Scholar who came and worked with me for a year. And we have tried our best to make the judicial system more accessible to the visually handicapped, the blind. If we put watermarks on our judgments, how will young blind lawyers follow our judgments? So we have to change these practices. It would be great if the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court could look at this issue. I've been told that Madurai has a unique food culture. While I cannot wait to explore the rich cultural heritage of Madurai and the unique cuisine that it has to offer, I would like to issue a note of caution to the hardworking people of the temple town. I have noticed that societies with a rich cultural heritage are often unwilling to grow out of rustic social understandings. While we must all work towards preserving our culture, our heritage, and language, we must also work towards unlearning our social biases. Introspect on your understanding of how society functions. Ask yourself if your beliefs are rational and backed by reasoning. Open up your mind, your thoughts, and your expression. Learn and unlearn your beliefs based on the caste system, gender, disability, and sexual minorities. For it is only a rational society that would be remembered centuries later. I would like to end my speech by quoting from the Sangamira poet Thirukaniyan Pungundranar. His poem, Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir, is widely quoted. I learnt of it as a child. But it is the last 4 lines of the poem, which I did not understand as a child, but which I understand now, that I consider to be meaningful and apt in today's world. And I quote those last 4 lines. Periyorai Viethalum Ilame Siriyorai Igalathal Adinilum Ilame. So I conclude with this thought that truly, the universe is one. The universe is truly one. While we do not have to necessarily always look up to people in positions of authority, we should also not mistreat our subordinates. So I leave you with this thought. I thought that I will use my visit to this beautiful temple town. I've spent my evening yesterday and this morning today reflecting, introspecting, meditating on the beauty of the religious and cultural heritage, which Madurai in that sense is so symbolic in the state of Tamil Nadu. But more than that, not as an outsider, in so many which ways I believe that my parent, which is the state of Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, have so many common traditions. Every time I speak to my very dear and affectionate brother, Justice Sundar, or my dear and affectionate brother, Justice Ram, as I call them, I find that there is so much of commonality in the traditions, in the conventions, in our approaches to life. So when I spoke to you, I don't believe I spoke to you as an outsider, but I spoke to you as someone who shares this great vision, like you, of the very ethos of India. Namaskar. Thank you very much.
We are spellbound. Thank you, my Lord, for the enlightening and thought-provoking inaugural address. We are certain that the words of wisdom spoken by His Lordship would not only benefit the august gathering, but also the society at large. His Lordship's speech would remain evergreen in our minds. Thank you, my Lord.
May I request Honorable Thiru Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge, High Court of Madras, with all humbleness, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of India, Thiru M.K. Stalin, the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Honorable Shri Kiran Rijiju, Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, Honorable Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, and Honorable Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice T. Raja, the Acting Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Honorable Minister S. Raghupati, Minister of Law, Honorable Dr. Palanivel Tyagarajan, Minister of Finance, Honorable Mr. P. Murthy, Minister of Commercial Taxes, Thiru R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, the Honorable Judges of Madras High Court, the members of the Bar Association, and other distinguished guests present here. Today is indeed an important day for the state judiciary, as we have taken a few more effective steps towards strengthening the basic infrastructure of the subordinate judiciary. Stepping up the judicial infrastructure in tune with the need of the hour, the litigants and the institution in general is one of the essential factors in ensuring efficient justice delivery system and administration of justice as well. On behalf of the entire judiciary in the state of Tamil Nadu, it is my privilege to thank the Honorable Chief Justice of India for honoring us with his august presence on this memorable day, for having made this event a grand success. Thank you, my Lord. I thank the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for extending the fullest cooperation and for evincing keen interest in strengthening the judicial infrastructure by a swift positive action in ensuring the materialization of such projects. Shri Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, has taken interest in all issues pertaining to the judiciary. Thank you, sir, for your august presence here today. Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramaniam and Honorable Mr. Justice M.M. Sundaresh, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, are more like our family. I take this opportunity to sincerely thank them for always being the pillars of strength for this institution. I thank Honorable Justice Mr. T. Raja, the Honorable Acting Chief Justice, under whose guidance we have been able to make this event a grand success. I thank Honorable Mr. S. Raghupati, the Law Minister of Tamil Nadu, the Honorable Dr. Palanivel Tyagarajan, Minister of Finance, and also I thank Honorable Mr. P. Murthy, Minister of Commercial Taxes, Government of Tamil Nadu, for their presence on this occasion. Mr. R. Shanmugasundaram, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, has been the essential link between the judiciary and the state government, and it is my duty to thank him on behalf of the judiciary. On behalf of all my esteemed colleagues, I extend my sincere thanks to the members of the Bar Association of Madurai and Nagapattinam districts and various bar associations, and also the students from various law schools, and to all those who have participated today in this great event. I also thank the Honorable Judges of various committees, registrars, officers and staff members of the Registry of Madras High Court and the District Judiciary of Madurai and Nagapattinam, the District Collector of Madurai, Commissioner of Police Madurai, Commissioner of Corporation Madurai, the Chief Engineer, and the officials of the Public Works Department for their dedicated and meticulous hard work in planning, organizing, and for the success of the today's event. I also thank the press and media. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Lordship, for the extensive sense of gratitude shown by thanking one and all who made this function a grand success.
Now we conclude this wonderful function with national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे